Hey, good morning everyone. How's it going? So what am I working on now? I got another Ford Transit van. It's a 2015 with a 3.7 liter. Customer's complaint is it's overheating. They stopped at another shop. The other shop diagnosed it, and they said they couldn't find any reason for it to overheat. Okay. So what they did was they changed the oil and sent them on their way. They did scan it for codes, and it had cylinder head temperature or over temperature, and engine over temperature, transmission over temperature, stuff like that. Okay, so I don't go off of what anybody else says ever. So I like to diagnose things myself. I like to find out what's going on by myself, without other people's influence. So here I am under the hood. I got my scanner hooked up. I didn't look at it yet. I'm just running a code scan on it. But here I am under the hood, and I just took the radiator cap off. Check this out. Now there is not a drop of coolant in there. So it's wet to the outside there, like coolant's to the outside of the bottle. And it also looks very wet down in here. And if you look on that sensor, or on that connector there, that's wet. There's wetness over here. So is the bottle leaking? Did it blow out the bottle because it's overheating? I don't know. Nothing, no buildup on the cap, and I don't know if you could see that, but it doesn't smell. There's no milkshake on the oil dipstick. Alright, let's add some water to this. I keep coolant bottles handy like this when they're empty, a couple of them. So if I keep them empty and I don't have a cap on it, I know it's just straight up water. If I have a cap on it, then it should be what's labeled on the bottle itself. Okay, well that was almost a full gallon. And there's nothing in the bottle. Let me go fill this back up. It's probably 3/4 of a gallon. Let me add some more to this. All right, so here we got some more. So that brought it up to the max line, but I'm going to go a little bit more because I'm sure this thing's got an air pocket in it. Alright. Just put this down. No signs of anything leaking on the ground yet. Okay. Let's see what our scan gave us. PCM. Coolant excess temperature, transmission fluid sensor. Let's see if you can see this. Sensor over temp. Cylinder head too high. Cylinder head over temp. So I went into limp mode with that last one there. Alright. And there's the paperwork from the other shop. Might take this thing for a ride. See what it feels like on the road. It's already hot when it came in. Well, it's flowing coolant because the coolant already changed color. Do the old sniff test. I don't smell anything out of the ordinary. Just percolating a couple of bubbles there. I don't know if you could see it. Alright. Let me take it for a ride and see what it does. So I'm over here in Mexico, drove over here, I had no issues with it whatsoever. Temperature on the gauge never moved. Oh, also this thing's got 209,000 miles on it. I brought it up on a scanner. Like an idiot, I cleared the codes, and I didn't want to do that. I cleared them, but I wanted to look at freeze frame data if it's available on this. But I cleared them, so now it's no longer available. So, stupid me, but whatever. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes another shop will clear them out, and then you don't know what you're going on, so that's kind of what happens. But yeah, so transmission temperature is staying fine. Engine cylinder head temperature staying fine. The gauge is showing fine. Gauge is right there halfway. That's cylinder head temperature. That's transmission temperature. You can see that's been on a slow rise. Engine coolant temperature's pretty much been hanging right at about 192, or the cylinder head temperature. I don't think these things use an actual coolant temp sensor. I think they use a cylinder head temperature sensor to basically figure out what they think the coolant's at. I never quite understood the reasoning behind that, but I think that's what they do. I want to look under the hood and see if I notice anything. Oh, there we go. We got coolant. There it is. There's our leak. That's where all the coolant's going. Okay. Now, in all seriousness, how difficult was that? The other shop said there is no reason for this vehicle to be overheating and shipped it. Come on. That wasn't difficult at all. Let me get back to the shop. I mean, I kind of called that right away. I said, remember I pointed out the coolant all over the place, unless somebody had spilled it over or whatever? But I mean, come on. That wasn't difficult to figure out. I mean, I just drove over here to Mexico, which is 3 miles away in total to here, and then the way I go to get here, it takes 3 miles, it's 2 miles back. So, I don't know. Whoever the other shop, I know who the other shop is, I'm not mentioning it. It's a chain store. But obviously they didn't bother looking at anything because their guys are flat rate and they just want to bing bang boom get the cars in and out. So anyway, let's go back to the shop. We're going to get an expansion tank for this thing and we're going to replace that. I can almost guarantee you this thing's going to be fine after that. Hopefully they didn't overheat the daylights out of it. But we're going to find out, I guess. Alright, let's get one on order. Okay, so we got the new bottle in. There it is. We're just going to be installing this, make sure it's right. Appears right. Going to get a bolt for down there too because it's missing that one. Now let me get some tools so I can change this. Hang on. Alright, so it's one little 8mm. I think my gun just died. Well, I've had this thing many years and it just finally died. Probably out of warranty. I don't think the electric stuff has any kind of a major warranty on it. I'll take it apart. It almost sounded like something seized up inside. All right. Try to get this clamp out of the way. clamp is not happy. There it goes. Okay. Everything's got like some stickiness on it, probably from the coolant leaking out everywhere. So this, you should just have to squeeze it and twist and pull there, like that. And then there's another clamp underneath this. Which is just a regular hose clamp. Let me go get some tools, get that one off, because I just brought that gun out with me. Alright, Old Faithful number 2. Let me see what I can do this. The thing I really liked about that other gun was once you let go of the trigger, the head of it actually locked. So you could actually use the tool to force the screw or whatever, or to break it free. At the time when I bought it, I've had that thing many years. At the time when I bought it, I don't think anybody else offered that. No, like DeWalt didn't offer it, Milwaukee didn't offer it. So that's the reason I bought it, because I actually really like that feature. Alright. And there you can see it's got a crack in it right there. Alright. All I'm doing is pushing this hose down, getting some of this stuff out of here. Okay. I'll put the new one up. I just want to make sure the position of this before I tighten the clamp. Because sometimes you tighten it up and you realize you got to twist it a little bit. And I don't want to twist the hose if I can all avoid it. That's in place. That's in place. Let's get that hosing clamp in place. Actually, it might be easier to do this. Get the clamp where it needs to be. And then force the whole thing on in one shot. Yeah, much easier doing it that way. Okay. Get that one screw there. I'm not going to tighten it because now I got to go find a screw for down there. Let me go see what I could find. I'll be right back. Alright, so I found this screw. Okay, so that's down and in. That one's down and in. Alright, let's get some coolant. Put in here, and then we should be good to go. Alright, so we have some peak fluid here. This is Ford. Now it had orange in there, but who knows if that's what it called for. But this fluid is actually up to 2017, and it mixes. It's up to like 2002 to 2017 Ford. Let me start this thing up. Go get a little more coolant. Sorry about that, I left it running. I didn't realize it. I didn't have any more of the peak. This is pressed on the same stuff. But this is, you can mix this, so I know you're seeing green going in there. It's the same as the other one. This is all vehicle concentrate. This will change its color. It's not like the old days where you mix X-Cool with green and then you wind up with a chocolate paste. It's not like that. All right, put the cap on and let's road test this thing. Just going on a little bit longer of a road test, and I'm going to stop off in Mexico and just verify that I don't see or smell or hear anything or see anything. I think I said see already. Okay. Alright, so I just went for a pretty good road test and I stopped off in Mexico here. So let's just take a look under the hood. Road's full, you don't see any leaks. Okay, everything seems alright. Temperature's holding steady where it should. So I'm happy with that. Alright, let's cross back over into the States and get this vehicle back to the customer. Alright, so that's going to wrap this one up. I'm happy with it. I drove it a good, I don't know, 15 miles. No issues. How that other shop missed that coolant leak is beyond me. Whatever. So there again, it really wasn't that big a deal. So, alright. Well, hopefully you're getting something out of my videos. If you are, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. Alright guys, have a great day. Keep wrenching.